FCS football as we welcome you to Normal, Illinois at Illinois State University as the Bison of North Dakota State take on the Redbirds of Illinois State. Welcome to Hancock Stadium. I'm Greg Hallbly, proud to be joined by Clay Harbor. So glad to have you along for two top 10 teams. Number 1 faces off against number 6. Play two outstanding offenses led by some outstanding quarterback play, including a new guy at quarterback for the Bison, Cole Payton.
He is new, but he is the real deal. This guy is big. He is 6'3", 235 pounds, and he can run and throw. Last week, he had over 100 yards on the ground and scored a touchdown, breaking tackles, jumping over guys, and then he can pass, too. 273 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns. He is first in the entire FCS in yards per completion, so he's explosive, and he's second in efficiency. This guy can get it done both ways.
It's a veteran as their head coach, but the Bison are led by Tim Polasek in his second stint with NDSU, but it's his second season as the head coach. All he did last year was bring home the ship, as he is in his second campaign at the helm of the green and the gold. Now Illinois State, they have a veteran at the quarterback spot with Tommy Rittenhouse.
Tommy Rittenhouse, if I had to say one thing about him, is he's a competitor. This guy has over 600 yards passing. Most of all that's gone to Daniel Sopkowitz and Luke Maylander. All his 8 touchdowns have gone to those 2 receivers. So they got to get special attention paid to him by this North Dakota State defense. Tommy's a dual-threat quarterback. He can also run it, has over 150 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. So this guy can do both. He's going to be a tough thing for this North Dakota State defense to stop.
A veteran at the helm of the Illinois State Redbirds in his 17th season. It's Brock Spack, the winningest football coach at Redbird Football Nation. He came to Illinois State from a stint as a player and as an assistant coach at Purdue. A sellout, as you would well imagine, for two top 10 teams. The number 6 Redbirds hosting the number 1 Bison. These two teams played here last year for the Illinois State homecoming, but it ended up being kind of a one-sided victory for the Bison.
Yeah, Coach Spack's had a ton of success in his career, but not so much for North Dakota State. He's 2-13 all-time against NDSU.
One of those games that ended up as a Bison win is one they still talk about, not just in Fargo, not just in Normal, but all around the nation, was that 2014 National Championship game in Texas, a true thriller that went the Bison way, back and forth, especially in that fourth quarter.
Coach Spack said that was something he still thinks about to this day.
I know right where I was at that time, and I was closely tied to the broadcast. Well, this opening kickoff is going to sail out of bounds. It looks like it will cross at the sideline just past the goal line. So it'll come out as a touchback, and the Illinois State Redbirds will go to work with Tommy Rittenhouse, the man we just talked about at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, this NDSU defense has been tough. This defensive line is by far, in my opinion, the best in the nation. They got guys all along the front that's going to pose a big challenge for this Illinois State O-line.
Tommy Rittenhouse goes to work as the Redbirds will start things off. Rittenhouse 5 yards farther back. Sends his man into motion and rolls to his right. Caught on the sideline, and a nice grab by Daniel Sopkowitz. Yet another reception as the Redbirds get positive yardage on the first offensive play.
A perfect play call right there to start off the game to Daniel Sopkowitz. He's a guy that's second all-time leading in receptions for Illinois State. Move the pocket so these D linemen can't get pressure. Get Tommy Rittenhouse, who's mobile, on the edge there. Love the play call by Tony Peterson to start off this game.
Now caught a pass in 30 straight games for the Redbirds, the senior out of Arlington Heights, Illinois. A second down and short for the Redbirds. They give right up the middle, and they'll move the apparatus. The measuring device will set up for another 10 yards. It's a first down for Illinois State, and Winkers right.
And Winkers Wright is a guy that's just been a mainstay for this Illinois State offense. He had over 1,100 yards last year. He's on pace for another over 1,000-yard season. He's just a tough runner, hard-nosed guy. He isn't the fastest guy, but he's smart, knows how to pick the holes in his zone scheme, and you'll be seeing a lot of him today.
Rittenhouse again in his usual 5-back with a single wide out in either direction. The protector off of his left. Chest high take, single coverage, but overthrown, looking again for Sopkowitz. The coverage by Anthony Alfaro in single coverage just past the midfield mark.
Yeah, North Dakota State's just singling up Daniel Sopkowitz, All-American wide receiver. Tommy Rittenhouse has to give him an opportunity to make that catch. That ball's got to be in play there. Sopkowitz is one of the best go-up-and-get-it catchers in the FCS.
Good coverage. This is such a stingy defense that the Bison set up. We've talked about their offensive prowess, but this defense is the real deal.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
Held 3 of their first 4 opponents under 100 yards rushing, and you kind of see some of the reasons why, as Wankers Wright is stopped at the line of scrimmage, couldn't get to the edge. As one of those in on the stop primarily was Kelton McCaslin, a junior out of St. Charles, Illinois. As you take a look at that defense and take a look at some of those numbers, that's insane.
Yeah. Second in the FCS in points per game at 7.5. 195 total yards per game, second in the FCS. Going to be tough sledding for this ISU offense.
Rittenhouse steps up, looks to the Redbird sideline, claps, takes, has some time, throws. Sopkowitz comes back for it, makes the grab, and that's another first down for Illinois State.
Nice job by the Illinois State offensive line. Biggest question I had today, and I think we'll get a replay right here. You can check it out. Daniel Sopkowitz dropping back, good protection, nice throw to his big, tall receiver who goes up and just plucks it with his hands. Number 2, Daniel Sopkowitz, once again, set second all-time in receptions, but also 4th in yards. This guy does it both ways here.
Changed his direction to get separation from Alfaro. And it's another first down for Illinois State, just short of plus territory. Play action. Some time. Going for it all. Double coverage and overthrown. No laundry on the field despite the double coverage and a little bit of contact.
Luke Maylander was averaging over 20 yards a catch. So it looked like a little bit of contact there. I don't mind the no call, but they just got to make sure they call that both ways. You know, I'm a tight end, Greg, so I like to get the calls, but that one was iffy. I like him going for the shot right there. Luke Maylander, like I said, big play threat. This guy's averaging 21.4 yards per catch. He's stepped up big with Xavier Lloyd leaving last year, who was the second leading receiver for the Illinois State Redbirds.
Suspect the Stripes said that ball wasn't going to be caught anyway. It would have been a bailout. So now trips left and twins to the right. And they go to the twin side once again, targeting Sopkowitz, but sailed well over the Redbird bench on the far sideline, and it brings up a third down.
Yeah, that was just an unblocked pressure off the edge right there. Big Victor Eisel coming off unblocked. Tommy Rittenhouse knew he had to get it out quick and did. Just threw it over his receiver's head. Actually, good play by Rittenhouse. They didn't have a hot route on that play and no one to pick up that defender.
Lining up on the near side, Dylan Lord, Scotty Presson as the twin receivers. 2 to the short side of the field as well. One of them goes into motion as Rittenhouse barks. Has some time to work. Over the middle he goes, and he threads the needle on a great catch and throw. Scotty Presson with another Redbird first down.
Boy, did he ever thread the needle right there to the big tight end. 6'3", 250, Scotty Presson. Good job picking up the pressure there by the O-line right in between 2 North Dakota State Bison to hit Presson in the chest. Nice play by Tommy Rittenhouse, the senior quarterback.
Graduate student out of Florissant, Missouri in the St. Louis area, the H-back Presson, who makes the grab. His 5th reception of the season. Rittenhouse has another series with which to work with Wankers Wright off his left shoulder. Time once again. Out flushed and now brought down. Had time, but apparently the secondary had something to say about it as the sack is recorded by the Bison.
Let's see right here.
Keenan Wilson,
a little bit of time, just gets beat right there. Jack McCary got beat for the sack, but Tommy Rittenhouse got to realize who he's going against and just speed up his operation a little bit, in my opinion. If there's nothing there, you might need to run, use your legs, get out of the pocket, because That's about as good as you can do against this Bison defensive line.
2.5 sacks now for Wilson. The sophomore makes the play, and it's now 2nd and long for the Redbirds. Up the middle, Wanker's right. Just sees what he can find in between center and guard and moves into plus territory at the 44.
Love that call right there. Don't become one-dimensional. Don't let this Bison defensive line just rush the passer. Make them know that you are going to run the ball with your bruiser. Wanker's right. You did a nice job falling forward there, getting back into plus territory. You got a few more yards to go to be in field goal range, but love the call.
Not quite 5 minutes into this showdown between two top 10 teams here in Normal, Illinois. Rittenhouse with Wanker's right off to his right shoulder and a cadre of receivers, but he'll keep it. Rolls to the numbers and now stumbles out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Some pursuit from Talon Edey, and Rittenhouse moves it to the 36. It's still short though, and it'll be 4th down, although time is stopped. There's a massive humanity that's making it hard, at least for us to see, but I think there might have been an injury of some sort, but let's double check. I believe it's an issue with the chains. I think when that play went through there, I think they have to go because I see a member of the chain crew racing to the corner, and I think they may have to be getting a standby apparatus.
Yeah. Looks like something to do with the chains right there. Just to go back to that play, man, I think the North Dakota...
9 minutes and 53 seconds.
Clock continued to roll, and so they're resetting it. It'll be 9 minutes and 53 seconds, says our referee Jason Berg, as we take a look at this last play.
Nice job by the North Dakota State Bison defense. Defensive coordinator Grant Olson for the Bison talked to us. We asked him about Tommy Rittenhouse's legs. He said, I'm not really worried about him running the ball in the running game. We have answers for that, for when the quarterback runs in the zone read scheme. He said the scrambling is what I'm worried about. So that was a good job dropping back in zone coverage. When you're in zone, you have all eyes on the quarterback, so it's tough to scramble. Tommy Rittenhouse picked up a few yards. Now they're in this in-between territory. It's a little far to go for a 1st down there, but a little deep for a field goal attempt. So we'll see what they do here.
We can tell at least that the line to gain is the 28 because the marker still exists on the far side, at least that little apron that they lay down at the 1st down mark, where the box is set up now currently, where the football is at the 37-yard line of North Dakota State. 9 minutes, 53 seconds.
Looks like we got some new chains coming off.
There we go.
There we go. They're prepared here in Normal, Illinois.
The local officials association supplies the chain crew. I don't know if they supply the chains, but they know at least where to go get a set that works.
4th and 9 here. This is interesting. Ball's on the 37-yard line.
They had to check them out first, you may have noticed, or if you didn't see that. They had to measure them, say, all right, are you 10 yards? Yes, they are, and now they put them where they belong. It's, again, 4th down.
Yeah.
And 9 for the Redbirds. So big conversion here, as you were mentioning.
Yeah, offense is coming on the field during that in-between territory. Be about a 50. Oh, it looks like they're punting. They're punting.
It's a warm night in Normal, as the game time temperature was 81 degrees. Wind not much of a factor. It's blowing, as you are viewing it, from right to left, and that is south to north here at Hancock Stadium. Plenty of time. The kick is away. And down at the 1-yard line. So a coffin corner kick for Illinois State's Hayden Futch. As we are underway in this top 10 matchup in Normal. Excitement in Normal, Illinois already after the Redbirds. Hayden Futch pins the Bison all the way down at the 1-yard line with a coffin corner punt that was downed by the Redbirds. Then the Redbirds blow up the next play.
You see Ty Niekamp shoot the A-gap right there, unblocked, gets the safety, the All-American linebacker, the coach's son, the defensive coordinator's son, comes up with a big-time safety right there, big-time tackle to have the first lead against North Dakota State of the entire season. And you also saw Reese Edwards, who's having an excellent year, the senior from Springfield, Illinois, come in there and make sure that they couldn't get that ball out of the end zone. This is huge, Greg, for momentum. North Dakota State has not faced a deficit this entire season. I'm excited to see how do they respond here.
And quick starts are the hallmark of the Bison, and their lone offensive play went negative and ended up in points.
Yeah, against South Dakota last week, they finished the first half at a score of 34-3. They were just having their way with South Dakota. Great job by Brocksback deciding to go with the punt, not trying to go play conservative, trust his punter, pins him back deep, and it pays off. Trusting your defense, your senior All-American linebacker makes you right. Ty Niekamp showing why he is so highly touted and a guy that is to be reckoned with even by this North Dakota State offense.
First team All-Valley, first team All-American, and he has made 27 stops in just the last 2 games, not counting that one that goes up on the scoreboard.
Excellent player. The guy just has a nose for the football. It's one of those guys you just describe as, it's like Ray Lewis, wasn't the fastest guy, but he knew where that football was going, and that's the same type of stuff that Ty Niekamp does at this FCS level.
So North Dakota State will have to give the football back to Illinois State. And obviously, after a safety, it's kicked off from the 20-yard line. Conventional fashion off the tee. And it's going to angle, I think, out of bounds. No, it stays in bounds. Football being an oddly shaped device. Picked up at the 22 and run back to about the 25-yard line. Still not bad. And Illinois State says that's just fine because they have the football once again as the run back for Illinois State.
Yeah,
Ryland Crawford.
Yeah, nice break for North Dakota State with that ball staying in bounds right there. Actually have them back at some pretty good field position. After a safety, usually you'll see the offense start a little bit further.
Remember, they wouldn't just get it at the 35, I don't believe. That'd be a little closer to the midfield mark. So, Illinois State nonetheless has possession as they shift the H over to the left, and Tommy Rittenhouse directs some traffic with his twin receivers to his left, one to his right. Has time, has to step up. He can run the football as well and crosses the 30-yard line and actually picks up a nice first down carry.
Yeah, that scrambling, that's exactly what Coach Dan Larson told us he was worried about on our production call with him. He said Tommy Rittenhouse is a guy that can run, but his scrambling ability is what sets him apart. If nothing's open downfield, he's going to run it. He also keeps his eyes downfield, so they got to make sure that they're consistent with their coverage, but also come up and rally tackle.
5-yard pickup for Rittenhouse. Similar setup, including the shift of the tight end to the left. Twins to the field side. The pitch goes to Victor Dawson. Cuts the corner at the edge, crosses the 35. That'll move the sticks. First down for Illinois State.
Yeah, Victor Dawson's been a guy that's had a nice year for the Redbirds. Obviously, Winkers Wright's your go-to guy, but Victor Dawson has found a nice slot, that number 2 back. He's a hard runner. He's a little more shifty than Winkers Wright, so it gives a defense something else to look at. When you're an offense, you always want 2 different styles of running backs, and Victor Dawson gives the Redbirds just that.
He's a bowling ball, 5'11", 225-pound senior out of Akron, Ohio, where they were known for their tires, and he can roll over some people. Some play action and a dump off over the middle. It's caught by Maylander into plus territory, and another first down for Illinois State just on Reggie's main, and Illinois State with another series.
Maylander, yeah, let's take a look here at the replay. Maylander and Daniel Sopkowicz are the 2 big-time players for this Redbird wide receiver group. Little fake there, a little play action, gets on the, just finds a hole in the zone. Maylander, for being a redshirt freshman, is just a very intelligent player. Most guys can't find that hole in the zone and just sit there at such a young age. He's going to be good.
See some of Maylander's numbers. Highly touted, especially as of late. Up the middle and hitting that hole in a big old hurry is Victor Dawson. And it looks like he has yet another first down for Illinois State as he moves inside the 40.
Obviously, it's early in this game, but this Illinois State team ain't shy. They're not scared. You know, you just look at this. This is just a zone run. Victor Dawson finds a hole and just hits it hard. And he packed a punch, too. I don't think that's something the North Dakota State defense has seen so far. This is a nice drive so far for Illinois State.
Football's one up front. We all know what both of these squads can do. At the 38 of NDSU. Trying to find the holes. Dawson, but the ball is stripped, and the Bison scoop. They can't get the score, but they have possession. They had clean and green in front of them, but whatever the case, it's now Bison ball on the takeaway in plus territory at the Illinois State 47.
And that is how you lose momentum. Let's take a look at this one right here, Greg. Just an easy zone handoff. He's got one hand on it, and you just see, I couldn't see exactly who got that ball, but what a play right there for the recovery. And Nathaniel Staling, hit an interception return for a touchdown last week at South Dakota. He had a chance to have 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games if he keeps his feet right there. And this guy's a linebacker. He's not a running back.
He's also the Missouri Valley Football Conference Defensive Player of the Week, so he's done it before.
Yeah.
He's solid, and he gives the Bison the ball by falling on it after the strip. So now it is North Dakota State's turn to go to work offensively, with Cole Payton taking after the clap. Pumps and looks, nowhere to go except the sideline, and he runs to safety, but doesn't look like he gained yardage. It'll be a no gain at the 47 of Illinois State.
Cole Payton, I mean, that's an impressive job at Illinois State. I don't think you can tell how fast this guy is. When we were talking to Coach Pulisic, he told us this guy runs a 4.5 40. He can jump 40 inches on the vertical jump in a 10.5 broad. He's explosive, he's fast, he's strong, and he is big.
Coach Pulisic on the headset for NDSU. Play action again. Payton, who will run the ball. He's the second leading rusher on this squad. Stuffed. Got a yard. Made it to the 46. And the Redbird interior said nothing more.
Reese Edwards, a guy that's just been playing out of his mind for this Redbird defense. Coach Spack speaks very highly of this guy. He's just stepped up. He's a 6'3", 230-pound senior, and he's been all over the field so far this year for Illinois State. Comes from a great high school program at Sacred Heart Griffin High School. His head coach is the winningest high school football coach in Illinois, Ken Leonard. Wow. Nice bit right there, Greg. Twins to the left, and a great man, by the way. Just came out with a book. His son coaches at Rochester, defending state champion. Pass is complete on the sideline. Raked in by Jackson Williams. A good return man, but he's used as a receiver as well, and that'll move the sticks for the Bison and get them their first down of the contest. Yeah, Jackson Williams, only a sophomore, like you said. This guy was all-conference as a return man last year, preseason All-American return man, but he can also play some wide receiver. When Lance is gone, look for this guy to step right into that #1 receiver position. Coach Pulisic mentioned him to us as part of the many receivers that he was referencing. This is a swing out to the near side. It's taken by Barika Penu, who is known for his running ability, and now he catches the pass and picks up a couple. Jack Dwyer on the tackle there, but Penu's a guy that's just an intelligent runner. He reads the zone. He's smooth. He can catch the football just as good as he can run it. He's a guy you got to make sure you got your hands on in the run game and the pass game, because he can beat you in multiple ways. 2-yard pickup for Penu. 306 yards coming in. Make it 308 now. A lot of green and gold in the place here today, and a sellout crowd at Hancock Stadium in Normal, Illinois, in probably the featured game in all of FCS tonight. Back goes Payton with time. Tucks it away. Has some green. Makes a juke and makes a linebacker miss. Cuts inside the 15, where he's finally taken down. And inside the red zone go the Bison. Let's just take a look at this, Greg. I mean, this guy is a running back, but also a quarterback at the same time. He actually played running back last year for the Bison. He knows how to carry the ball, deliver a hit, knows how to read the zones in the running game too. So it's just going to be extremely difficult to stop someone of his caliber. He's athletic. He was considered at tight end and even at linebacker. Looks like a tight end. But Coach Pulisic, I think, has him in the right spot. Yeah. Just single receivers either side, a little more bunched for the Bison. This time the handoff to Penu, and not much.
maybe gained a yard, maybe a half yard. Not much at all, though. It'll be second down.
Jack Dwyer having a game so far. He's a sure tackler. This guy's always in his right gap, can come up, wraps up, spins him down. But can they stop Cole Payton in situations like this? He's so good at running. You got to have a spy on him. But I don't even know if there's a guy in the FCS that can successfully spy a guy of his athletic ability.
Caught a glimpse of the intense Tim Polasek on the Bison sideline, supervising his offense. Tucking it away is Payton. Juked back, hurdles a tackler for the score.
What a play by Payton right here. Running backs can't do this. Tight ends can't do this. And your quarterback's doing this? He is the Josh Allen of FCS football. Like I said, you can spy them like they did with Ty Niekamp. It doesn't matter. They still score the touchdown. This guy is almost unstoppable.
NDSU brings in Eli Ozick, the PAT. He's 23 of 24 on extra points this season. Everything's in place, as is his kick that ends up well out of the south confines of Hancock Stadium, and the Bison take the lead after they score off of a turnover. The Bison on the road here in Normal take an early lead. Bison familiar with Normal, and they've had success here, and they have success early in this year's affair. As you see, just under 4 minutes after getting the takeaway and good field position in order to do it. As with Clay Harbor, I'm Greg Hallbleib. This trickles out of bounds. The Redbirds escort it to the sideline, and they'll have good field position to start their second possession of the ballgame.
Yeah. Bison offensive coordinator Grant Olson let the referee call there.
He said second possession. It's actually their third.
Third possession.
As the Redbirds will have it at the 35.
Yeah.
As the Redbirds will take possession in decent position at their own 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, a sellout crowd. Homecoming coming up next weekend for Illinois State. Remember, they had the bye last week, so this is their league opener, while the homecoming game for the Bison was last week, and it was a very successful one. Boy, they went out early and often against the Coyotes as they beat South Dakota up in the Fargo Dome.
Oh, they sure did. And Illinois State had so much momentum. Safety, got a big stop, driving the ball down the field. You cannot have turnovers against the North Dakota State Bison and think you have an opportunity to win the football game.
See Tommy Rittenhouse getting some last-moment instructions, the quarterback for Illinois State. And the Bison getting ready to go out and see what they can do to keep the field tilted to the south. We are back in Normal in just a moment. Illinois State with their possession, but the Bison have surged ahead after getting a takeaway and a score.
Yeah, be really pleased with that drive that they just had. Obviously, the big turnover, the fumble recovery, and then you just take the ball in on the back of your All-American quarterback candidate right there. I mean, Cole Payton, to me, when I turned on the film, Greg, before this game to do a little bit of prep, couldn't be more impressed. It's only been 4 games, but this guy has to be the favorite to win the Player of the Year in the FCS. He can do everything: run, throw, pass. I played in the NFL for 9 years. This guy is an NFL caliber player. Like I said, it's only been 4 games, but his athletic ability and throwing ability is extremely uncommon. I don't care what level you're at.
There are certainly options, not just the NFL. You can maybe take a step and get into the spring scene and get seen there. There's always the CFL as well, but you would know. I'm not trying to doubt you. I'm just saying the future is bright for the young man. It certainly is. Rittenhouse pulls it back out of the belly of Winker's right and takes it around the edge and picks up 3. Still in minus territory, but out to the 39.
Yeah, it's just a zone read play, so you guys watching, Tommy Rittenhouse has the option to give it to his running back or pull it and run it himself. He reads the defensive end. If the end crashes on the running back, he takes it. He makes the right read right there, gets a few yards, and did the exact right thing. Keep the chains moving forward. That's what you got to do against this defense. Don't let them know it's just going to be a passing down.
Twins in either direction for Rittenhouse to choose, with Wenker's right as his protector. In motion to the near side. One of those twins from the right. Wenker's right will get the carry. Takes it off right tackle. Tries to get to the numbers, doesn't quite make it, but still picks up positive yardage. Still shy of the first down. It'll be a 3rd down and 2.
Offensive coordinators don't mind 3rd and 2. When you start getting to the 3rd and 5 to 8 to 10 against the Bison, that's when you start getting a little bit nervous because you don't know what they're going to do. Right now, Illinois State defense, they can run it, they can pass it, they can do what they want. This is a good situation, a highly convertible 3rd down, and that's a situation you want to stay against this defense.
Sopkowitz and Maylander to the field side to your left as the twin wide receivers. Tight end to the right. Wenker's right, sees what he can get. He's close. He needs the 45, and that's just about where the linesman's mark is, and it appears they're going to move the chains. The down box is already changed over to first, and it'll be another series for Illinois State in the closing stages now of our first quarter.
Hey, you see that toughness that you get from Wenker's right. Like I said, he's not flashy, but he is gritty. He is a guy that's going to get some tough yards. It's 3rd and 2. He's going to make sure he gets you that 2. He sees the hole, he hits it, he's not dancing, doing anything pretty. You love that from a running back.
Sopkowitz to the near side, out wide at the numbers. Movement up front. This is going against Illinois State, I believe. Jason Berg is our referee today. Joined by Dominic Wright, Gordon Hansen, Ivan Cardona, Brian Blumfield, Aaron Glover, Luke Nazati, and Craig Demery.
Number 68, 5-yard penalty from the field spot, remains 1st down.
Landon Woodard jumped a little bit soon. I mean, I know that North Dakota State D-line's scary, but you got to sit in there. You do not want to get in these long yardage situations against North Dakota State. We already talked about they got the best passing defense in the entire FCS.
By the way, Mark Angel's replay official. His communicator is John Swartz. Time for Rittenhouse. He has to tuck it away, but he's got space. Almost stripped. Somehow kept that ball tucked safely. Crosses into plus territory, and it moves the sticks for the Redbirds.
He's slow getting up there. Hope Rittenhouse is okay, but you look at his dynamic ability. Nothing's open downfield. The pocket's crashing down on him. He takes on a run, takes the hit. 1st down.
Rittenhouse is over toward the sideline, but he'll be bailed out by the end of the quarter to maybe get a little extra time to gain his composure. As the first quarter is in the books, the North Dakota State Bison on a 7-2 lead over the host Illinois State Redbirds in this top 10 matchup. It is Missouri Valley Football Conference play brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Back to live action. The pass complete on the far side, caught by Luke Maylander as the Redbirds start the second quarter with some success, moving a little deeper to the 29.
ISU offense has been doing a nice job against the best passing defense in the entire country. Luke Maylander, like I said, big play threat. Guy averaging over 21 yards per reception. He's only a freshman. Great job by Tommy Rittenhouse getting the ball out there right on time in rhythm. You'd love to see that for the Redbirds.
Stats might be a little skewed. 112 now total yards for the Redbirds to just 46 for the Bison. But remember, they had a short field, and their one offensive play went negative. And churning his way down to the 21-yard line. Wenker's right, a nice 1st down pickup.
He almost broke that one. He's going to be thinking about that one in the morning. You look at this offensive line, does a nice job playing physical. He bursts through the line, gets tripped up right there. Gang tackle by the Bison. But you love what the Redbirds are doing. I mean, they're staying composed. They're running the football. They're passing the ball. They're keeping the Bison defense off balance and staying ahead of the chains. That's what you got to do.
2nd and 3 for Illinois State at the Bison 22. And Rittenhouse gives it to Wenker's right once more inside the 20. And that'll move the chains. That's all they wanted to do is just get a new series, and they'll go to work now with a brand new series at the 19.
playing offensive coordinator is fun when you stay ahead of the chains. When you get these false starts, these TFLs, that's when it gets a little tricky, especially against a good defense because you don't know what they're going to do. When you're ahead of the chains, 1st and 10, you can look back at analytics, get a good feel for what the defense is going to give you to help you with your call.
Right at about 4 yards per carry in the early proceedings with a 7-2 Bison lead. Now Rittenhouse tries his luck on the edge, and there was nowhere thanks to the strung out Bison front. Rittenhouse goes down behind the down box, loses a yard.
Nate Stanley again, obviously you said the defensive player of the week in the Missouri Valley Conference. This guy's just all over the field. Look at him here. He doesn't take the cheese, strings out this run, makes a big tackle for a loss for the Bison.
Just at the edge of what is commonly considered the red zone at the 20. Some call it the 25. Guess it depends on how efficient your offense is. Twins to the left, that's the field side. Rittenhouse barks and asks for his H to slide a bit. Now goes the other way to Sobkowitz on a slant. Sobkowitz picked up, deposited at the 7, maybe the 6, but that'll move the sticks again. Goal to go for Illinois State.
Sobkowitz says, Cole Payton, I see you can hurdle. Guess what? I can hurdle too. I'm going to try to jump over this defender. Nice ball, right in stride. Sobkowitz jumps. It's a big gain for the Redbirds to get him down to the 6-yard lines. Daniel Sobkowitz, been watching him for a couple of years now. He's as consistent as they come. Has a chance to be the all-time receiving leader for the Redbirds by the time he graduates.
Maylander to the left, Sobkowitz to the right. Everybody else all bunched up in 2 tight end setup. Rittenhouse barks, directs, backs up, goes to work. Hands to right. Has a big hole off right tackle and is in. Touchdown, Illinois State.
Wow. What a answer by Illinois State Redbirds. You typically don't see teams be able to come back from a big time drive, a big turnover for the Bison. Illinois State is showing that they're here to play and they are here to win. They're not nervous. This team is defending national champions. They want this game.
5th touchdown of the year for Winkers Right. Now Matt Maldonado, 14 of 14 on PATs this year. Out of the hold of Hayden Futch. And the kick is true. And Illinois State bumps in front. Early second quarter action here in Normal as the Redbirds lead the Bison. Illinois State with success. They dent the end zone on a long drive. Very impressive drive, Clay Harbor.
Very impressive. Coming back from a score from the Bison, long drive, running and passing. You'd love to see that if you're Brock's back.
Long way from over, obviously. The deep kick, taken right at the goal line, is the Bison. In operation out to the 27-yard line is Williams, the return man, the primary guy. Sends it right up the hash mark and moves it up to the 25-yard line.
Rylan Crawford, who's a wide receiver, is just a big-time special teams player for the Redbirds. You saw him make a tackle right there. Usually you don't see... Usually you don't...
We're going to take a break before the Redbirds get back into, or the Bison rather, get back into operation. They'll be at their own 26 when we come back to Normal. It's a good one. Stick around. At the 30, or 41 rather, of Illinois State.
Yeah, Carson Williams has done a nice job. Had a couple of big catches last week. A touchdown down the middle against South Dakota. He's a guy that Cole Payton loves to find. Just a big receiver, big tight end. It's basically a wide receiver. Catches the ball extremely well.
In motion goes Finn Diggins, and now lines up as an H, and the handoff by Rika Penu. Penu knocked down at the 44, picks up about 3 yards. So a short first down gain, 2nd and 7 it appears for the Bison. Just a little more than 4 minutes gone in this second quarter, and what's been a back and forth affair so far between the top seeded Bison and number 6 Redbirds.
Yeah, Ty Niekamp in there on that stop. Just a guy that just has complete control of this Redbird defense.
Warm night in Normal, but a lot of white in the stands. It's a whiteout night here at Hancock Stadium for the Illinois State contingent. Peyton, as you see, comes up to change the play. Gives to Penu once more. That's across the 40-yard line. And another series for the Bison as he helps the official at the 38-yard line.
And we talked a lot about this North Dakota State defensive line, but this offensive line is great as well. You see right there, preseason All-American Trent Fraley with a nice block, springing the big run. These big boys always play on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. Talk to any running back, the number one thing, they don't care about the hole, just play on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage so I can make my cut moving forward.
Makes a lot of sense. And Penu did just that, the hometown product out of West Fargo, North Dakota. Thigh-high snap, Peyton steps up, broke a tackle and breaks a second. Now with room, heads to the safety of the far sideline. Moves the sticks once more as he approaches the 25, puts him down at the 26.
What a call there by Travis Niekamp, the D coordinator. The pressure gets there off the edge. They just can't tackle him because he is just too big and strong. Defensive coordinators can make the right call against this guy time and time again, but Cole Peyton is just a difference maker. He's a tough guy to bring down. He can throw it, he can run it. I'll say it again. Guy's just a big-time player.
Two guys had a shot at him, and Peyton made them both miss. Handoff this time, and they try to sweep to the near side. This time, the ball carrier is DJ Scott, who's also a primary running back, and he has nowhere to go.
Patrick Bauer again, nice job in the run game. Like I said, this guy's been having a heck of a year. Wraps him up as the legs. Can't go anywhere without your legs. You're not crawling forward. He says, let's go. He said, let's go. I'm ready. Let's make a stop here. He's got to make sure to contain Cole Peyton.
66 yards this season for Scott, who remains in the backfield off the left shoulder of Peyton. Single receivers either way, but not very wide. Peyton is looking and finds a man open over the middle, but the ball not delivered well, and the connection not made. It's an incomplete pass.
That's something you don't see very often from Cole Peyton. He is the second most efficient passer in the FCS. You see it, just throws it a little behind his receiver. If he gets that out in front, he's got some room to run like right there. You know Cole Peyton's going to want that one back. And Mekhi Collins, big-time receiver, 6'4", 215, wishes he would have hit him in the chest.
Stab the brakes. But it's a 3rd down and 1 for the, or 3rd down and 11, I beg your pardon. They're behind the chains as the Bison faced with a big 3rd down conversion. Knee-high snap. Thrown to the end zone, but overthrowing his intended receiver, and a flag sails in.
Let's see what the refs call right here. It looks like a hold, pass interference.
Leading his case is Shad Nakuba, the defender. He's in on the conversation to the consternation of the officials. Now the referee Jason Bird gets into the conversation.
Nakuba's saying it's against the offense. Let's see if we can believe him.
Yep. So they picked up the laundry. And now it's 4th down.
What a call by Travis Niekamp. He sends what we call a zero blitz. No way we call it zero because there's nobody in the defensive backfield. Everybody's blitzing the quarterback. Don't give Cole Peyton a chance to run. Send one more defender that they can block. Nice call.
30 or 45-yard field goal attempt for Eli Osick. His longest of the season has been 43. Just inside the left hash. And the kick is blocked.
Flag, offside.
Osick falls on it way back at the 49-yard line.
Too quick of a jump.
But we'll check the officiating crew. But it appears that it's coming back. It appears to be against Illinois State. Cam Wilson apparently a little too eager. We'll let you judge.
Let's look here. Looks like he leaves. Man, that is close. but they got a better look at it than we do.
He's the one that got the block, too, and it does appear that maybe he was a hair early, and obviously it affected the play. So he'll try again from 5 yards closer. This is a 40-yard attempt. Wind, not much of a factor. Slight breeze at his back. Snap and holder on time. This time the kick has plenty of distance. It is not good. He yanked it left. So Illinois State holds. The Bison come up empty on the possession, and the Redbirds maintain their 2-point lead. Middle stages of our second quarter. Let's step aside. An exciting game here in Normal between number 1 and number 6. A lot of white in the stands, a lot of red on the sidelines as you take a look at the Illinois State sidelines. Their head coach, of course, 17th year boss Brock's back. You saw him in the gray shirt there. It's
And Sobkowitz, that's a ball that Daniel Sobkowitz will usually catch.
the coverage by North Dakota State's Anthony Alfaro.
Good coverage.
It's a good corner.
Yeah. But Sobkowitz usually comes down with that one. Nice ball by Rittenhouse, making sure he's giving his player, his playmaker, a chance to make the play there. Sobkowitz knows he's going to have a nightmare about that one tonight.
So far, the difference in the game is the safety on the Bison's first offensive play. And the Redbirds with possession once more, just fighting for yardage. Illinois State's Victor Dawson off left tackle, picked up a couple. Out to the 26.
Victor Dawson trying to make up for that fumble. Nice hard-nosed run right there. Keep him ahead of the chains. 3rd and 7, it looks like.
Line to gain, looks like the 32. So we'll call it 3rd and 6 at the 26. Rittenhouse lifts the right leg, places it back down. His 4 receivers are in place, trips left. Pass over the middle, grab. Oh, he had to reach behind him to do it, but the grab was made by Illinois State's Dylan Lord. Down, of course, right there. Short of the first down, it appears. It'll be 4th and 1, but that's great work.
Yeah, nice play by Dylan Lord.
Oh,
Rittenhouse could get that in front of him, might have a chance to get that first down. The punting unit is on the field.
yeah, Lord tried to stretch that ball after he had risen to his knee and say, I made first down, didn't I? And then he realized he hadn't.
Good effort.
And it was the correct spot by the official, we should point out as well. So Futch will punt it away. He had a coffin quarter punt, his only other punt of the day, and that actually set up that safety in the first quarter. Couple steps to his right, gets it away. Not a bad punt, and then taken by the return man. Rolled out of bounds almost immediately as he ran out of real estate. Jackson Williams, the primary Bison returner. So the Bison not in bad shape. They'll be at their own 32, it appears, with possession, and about 6.5 left in period number 2, and a 2-point Redbird lead. This is as advertised, Clay Harbor.
Yeah, this game has been great so far. Illinois State not backing down to this tough O-line and D-line in North Dakota State. But now guess what? Cole Payton is back on the field. So let's see what this All-American candidate can do.
Sends 2 receivers in either direction and now has permission to go to work. They're on, as you see, Jay and Lori Bergman Field. Their endowment to name the field just this year. Payton calmly throws to a sideline route. He has Williams. Skitters out of bounds at the 40. Short of the first down. He is going to have about a 2nd and 2.
A nice job there in the quick game. Nice little out. I think Cole Payton really good. You don't see many weaknesses in his game. He can throw the quick game. Obviously, we talked about him, his explosive rate, how he can throw the ball down the field, but he can play on time in rhythm too.
Tight end shifts to the right. That's Carson Williams. Payton with time. Over the middle. Open man. Caught by Bryce Lance. heads to the numbers, stays in bounds, although he is tripped up near the Redbird bench. It's still a Bison first down, and they move into plus territory.
Bryce lands 15 receptions, 220 or 22.5 yards per reception. He's another one of those big play threats. Bryce Lance looks like another one of those guys you just see playing on Sundays. Obviously the brother of Trey Lance in the NFL. He's just a smooth receiver, good route runner, big and tall guy, and has been a really good playmaker for this offense.
Sweep to the near side. Panu, broken ankle tackle, and he has no one else to stop him. Along the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Bison.
And just like that, Greg, 13-9 Bison. This team's so dangerous. They can run it on you. They can throw it on you. There's just not many weaknesses to this team. We'll take another look at that run here, too. Looks like just a zone run off the left. A couple missed tackles there. Another big missed tackle right there for the Redbirds. You definitely got to make that one. Lashavian Brown has been so good for the Redbirds this year. And they scamper in for a touchdown. Looks like they're going for two.
So, the two-point conversion lineup. Peyton trying to find a block. Stretches it out. He's in. The conversion is good on the Peyton run with just under 5 minutes left in our first half, and that puts the #1 team in FCS on top. The Bison lead by 6. That's what the book would tell you, I guess. Instead of going up by 5, go for 2 and go up by 6.
And especially when you got a cheat code in the backfield like Cole Peyton. This is just, oh, this is a touchdown run again. You see Lashavian Brown right here has a chance to make the stop. And Pino just gets out of the tackle and scampers all the way in for the long touchdown run. Illinois State, big possession for them right there. They need an answer here. They do not want to see this game get away from them before halftime. They played so hard and so well. Big time possession for Tony Peterson and this Redbird offense.
Bennett with 2 touchdowns last week in the homecoming game against the Coyotes of South Dakota. Now busts to pay dirt tonight. Warm night in central Illinois, but an enthusiastic crowd. Find a lot of empty seats around Hancock Stadium. This will end up in the end zone, so out it comes on the touchback. Illinois State now has its chance on this Saturday night in October, even if it doesn't feel like it. With a game time temperature of 81 degrees and a high of 87 today here in central Illinois.
Yeah, Greg, I'm sweating up here in the booth, but I mean, this game, we're seeing a lot of big plays, a lot of broken tackles. Illinois State coming out firing, North Dakota State answering. Let's see what Tommy Rittenhouse and this offense can do on this possession. They need a score to keep this thing close.
And the Bison defense trying to rise to its occasion as well. Right up the middle for Wenker's right. He stepped out of a tackle at the first level. The second level brought him down past the 30 and up to the 32. Time is taken. The clock was stopped. The line judge did so. I didn't see any laundry.
A helmet came off.
There we go.
That stops play.
And they're resetting the devices as well, the clocks, and now all is well, and we resume. Well, the referee's trying to get the clock to roll, and now he has to stop the clock. And all the housekeeping is taken care of. Sometimes it takes a moment.
Yep.
It's a complicated process. Whites right up the middle. Just puts that white Reggie Redbird adorned helmet forward and crosses to the 32 and didn't pick up much. Looks like he might have gained 1, and that's a big might.
Yeah, this would be an interesting situation here. 3rd down. Do you try to run it again? 3rd and 2 on the stout defense. think you come out and maybe try a little play action. Looks like they're going to spread them out here a little bit.
So with the trips to the left, right off the left shoulder, Rittenhouse directs his traffic from the left hash. Fires to the far sideline, has his man, plus the first down. That's Sopkowitz, crosses the 40, dragged out of bounds at the 42, and Illinois State converts on third down.
Daniel Sopkowitz just keeps showing why he is one of the best receivers in the entire FCS. Good protection by this Illinois State team. In rhythm for Tommy Rittenhouse. Daniel Sopkowitz, nice, smooth catch. Guy's a hands catcher, doesn't drop many. Very consistent player for the Redbirds. First down, Bird. Big pickup right there.
Redbirds now 4 of 7 on third down tonight. Later stages, second quarter, Bison by a half dozen. Illinois State with a brand new series, and on play action, Rittenhouse chased out. Throws near sideline, got his man at the midfield stripe. At the 50-yard line, Luke Maylander rakes it in, and that'll move the sticks again.
Some fancy footwork from Luke Maylander. He might be doing some ballet for practice here. Look how he keeps 1 foot in here, Greg, on this catch. It's all you need in college, just that one foot right there. Beautiful catch, perfect ball by Tommy Rittenhouse. Throwing like he's not just a runner, he's not just a scrambler. He can throw the ball too and throw it on the run. Nice play for the Redbirds. Big chunk right there to get him to midfield.
Redshirted last year, didn't see any action, making up for it this year. The sophomore out of Elmhurst, Illinois, in the Chicagoland area. White with the carry, got into the secondary, and then broke across the 40-yard line where he's finally dragged down. It appears by Darius Givance out to the 39 of the Bison, and it's another first down for Illinois State.
Winker's right, the super senior right here, just showing what he does so well. He hits the hole, he can pick the right spot in the zone and just get downfield. Tough runner, always falls forward.
14th first down for Illinois State, 8 for the Bison. As we near the 2-minute mark of period number 2. Twins to the field side, send Weinkers right in motion. House has to step up and just take the loss. To the 30 or 42, that is, and that looks like we're at the 2-minute stoppage in our first half. A fun night at Hancock Stadium. Illinois State on the move. Big crowd whiteout at Illinois State University for the Redbird fans. As you see on their home section on the east side of Hancock Stadium. This beautiful facility renovated a decade-ish ago. With Clay Harbor, I'm Greg Hallblide. Final 2 minutes of our first half, and what's been a good one between these two top 10 teams. Over the middle, looking for Eddie Casper, and underthrew him under some pretty heavy pressure.
Yeah, the pressure got the better of him. If he could have just stepped into that, he had a couple of receivers open right there. I think that Tommy, even backpedaling right there, could have been able to get to him. Would have been an extremely difficult throw, but I've seen him make that before. He's that type of quarterback. But now you got a big-time third down right here.
Oh, and you've got that big crowd that we alluded to, the full house. Maybe not entirely full, but very full, and a lot of them are wearing green and gold, and a lot of them are on their feet exhorting their defensive unit.
Yeah, they travel well.
Third down and 2 at the Bison 42. 3 receiver setup. Rittenhouse with time over the middle, has his man. It's caught by Eddie Casper at the 34-yard line where the forward progress is given. It is fourth down, though, for Illinois State as they were behind the chains. And
got good pro right here. Nice throw over the middle. Eddie Casper, who's just such a dependable slot receiver, makes a nice catch.
North Dakota State has spent the timeout as the Bison have designs on maybe getting the football back here on this fourth down play. Certainly a big play of the football game.
This is one of those decision times here, Greg. Do you take the chance with a long field goal? Do you punt it, try to pin them deep? Looks like they might be punting. Or do you go for it here because you are deep in North Dakota State territory?
If they tried the field goal right now, it would be probably about a 51-yarder, which equals the long of the season for Matt Maldonado.
Offensive line looks like they're coming back on the field here.
Slight breeze would be in his face if that's what they chose to do, but it does appear that the Redbirds are going to call this 4-down territory.
Big play here, Greg. Big play.
Just over 100 seconds left in the half, and the Redbirds bring them up. The Bison looking for the stop. Long count for Rittenhouse. Takes. Has Sobkowitz. Close. Just past the forward stake, it appears, to the 27-yard line. A 4th down conversion for Illinois State. They are 1 of 2 on 4th downs. They keep the drive alive with just over a minute and a half left.
What a play by the Redbirds right there. North Dakota State with the man-to-man defense. Daniel Sobkowitz just beats his guy, gets leverage. Tommy Rittenhouse puts it right in his chest. 2 seniors going to work.
Rittenhouse barks, shifts his H-back. Goes to work. Sobkowitz off his fingertips on the slant. About 10 yards downfield, 8 yards downfield actually at the 20.
Sobkowitz looking for a little breather here. I hope his knee's okay. He got rolled up on that 4th down catch. Looked ugly, but he popped right up. And now he's going to the sidelines for a little breather. Hopefully nothing medically wrong. Looks like he's just taking a little break. But that's a catch he's got to make. And like we've said, he's one of the greatest receivers of all time in Illinois State. And he makes that catch 9 times out of 10.
28 of NDSU, ISU in operation, trying to get a tying score before the half. Pass underthrown, intended for Luke Maylander at about the 25.
He had his tight end, Javon Charles. Greg, and you know I'm partial towards the tight ends. Right there, open. I think maybe he picked the wrong guy, but they were just on the wrong page. Tommy Rittenhouse thought he was going to stop. Thought he saw zone, and zone, you stop that shallow cross, and man, you keep running. There's a little bit of a miscommunication, and that brings up a 3rd and 10.
Another big play. Rittenhouse maybe changing things up. Twins to the short side. Ball somewhat between the hashes, however. Rittenhouse flushed out. Looks downfield. Coming back to the ball, Eddie Casper makes the grab. Still fighting. He's inside the 20 and close to that forward stake. He needed the 18. Let's see where the ball is placed down. It is just short of the 18, and it looks like it's 3rd down and inches.
Look at this play by Rittenhouse getting out the pocket. They're going for it.
Now time is stopped, and I think North Dakota State is spending a timeout.
Replay right here. Tommy Rittenhouse breaks the pocket. Eddie Casper is just one of those dependable guys in the slot. Great route runner. He's 5'8", 100-nothing pounds, but just a gritty guy that will take hits, get right back up, and fight for the extra inch. He's the type of player you always want on your team, but you hate to play against.
They're reviewing the spot. The line to gain is the 18. You see the nose of the football just short of the 18. They're determining whether Casper made an additional few inches.
If they're short here, Greg, this is going to be some decision time for Coach Brock Spack. You take the field goal, maybe cut it down to a 2-point game here, 3-point game, or do you try to go for it and get the ball in the end zone, score a touchdown?
Referee Jason Berg in communication with the replay communicator John Swartz. The replay official is Mark Angel. On the east side of Hancock Stadium, a full house over there, a full house in the stands, or close to it anyway.
Yeah, this is a big spot right here. If they're inches short, I would like seeing some aggressiveness right here, Greg, and just say you trust your line, maybe quarterback sneak with a mobile quarterback, Tommy Rittenhouse, zone read play, but that's always so tough when you're going up against such a strong defense. The good thing they have done, as there's only 45 seconds left on the clock right now. I'm not saying that's not enough for this high-powered North Dakota State offense to drive down the field, but it does make things difficult.
Jason Berg is about to render his decision to us. Our spot ruled accurate, or at least, as they said, upheld, although I do notice they moved the football back a few inches. Needs the 18, and he's just short of it, not even a foot away.
Yeah, offense is back out there, Greg.
45 seconds, all that remains here in half number one. First 30 minutes and, well, 29 minutes and 17 seconds that's had some drama to it. Sopkowitz in motion, now heads back to the far side. Rittenhouse under heavy pressure and just fires it away. Dangerous, but it turns the ball over on downs to the Bison as NDSU holds.
Sends a blitz here. Rittenhouse has no chance. Javon Charles is wide open. Play works if they could pick up that pressure.
Yeah, the hurry that time was from Kelton McCaslin. He was in the grill of Tommy Rittenhouse. So only 27 ticks left. The Bison appear to be headed to the locker room on this warm October night with a lead.
Man, I don't mind the call, but that's one of those boomer bust plays.
And taken down on first down, the sack from Reese Edwards, who sails through and knocks Peyton backwards.
Reese Edwards just has been a guy that's been balling out all year. You've been seeing it. He's just one of these guys that Illinois State has counted on time and time again. Big play for Reese Edwards.
Travis Jones there celebrating, and that puts an end to the first half. But Reese Edwards does the job, as does the Redbird front. The Bison get the stop on fourth down, but the Redbirds make a statement on the final play. Deep breath time here in Normal, Illinois. Halftime with the Bison leading the Redbirds at Hancock Stadium. A warm night, but let's take a look at how the first half unfolded early in this one after Hayden Butch put a ball down to the 1-yard line. The Redbirds didn't even let the Bison complete an offensive play.
Travis Niekamp with a big stop, the All-American, and then you see Victor Dawson getting stripped by Staling. Almost had his second touchdown in the mini games, but he stumbled. And then you already know who this is. Takes it so far into the Redbird defense, and then watch this hurdle right here. This is a crazy play. Jumps over a player. You don't see that too often. And then you got Wankers right, banging it into the end zone. This guy loves contact. Wankers right, the super senior. The crowd's loving it. They love this game right here. And then you see Penu breaking tackles. 1, 2, up on the way to the end zone. Look at this little celebration he does. He fakes like he pulled his hamstring and then does a little dance for the crowd. He's a showman, everybody. He's a showman.
He is. He's helped the officials a couple of times after moving the sticks, but he can back it up at least. As we take a look at the halftime stats, sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Some interesting numbers that I think, Clay, might be a little skewed because of a short field early for the Bison.
55 passing yard for this elite passing offense is actually very surprising here. You wouldn't expect that. And then obviously look at the Illinois State side. 123 passing yards against the #1 passing defense in the nation. Cole Payton, you got to expect him to get going with more than 55 passing yards. Tommy Rittenhouse lighting up the Bison defense. 123 passing yards, but also running the ball. 83 yards on the ground against a very stingy defense. A time of possession, Greg, look at that. That's the most telling. 20 minutes and 28 seconds to 9:32. Wow.
Cole Payton ready to get the offense rolling. for the Bison, the 6'3", 233-pound senior who has completed 73% of his passes coming in to tonight's action. Tonight, he's 5 of 7 for 55 yards. And the run up and the boot. We're underway. Taken at the 1-yard line by Williams, and he heads back center bound. Now to the opposite numbers, but flagged down with a solo special teams stop by Anthony Corona.
What a play right there.
Or let me check. I might have misidentified him. I'll
nice
double check it. That's actually, I beg your pardon. That's actually Solomon Oduma.
Yeah, great special teamer for the Redbirds. He makes plays week in, week out. He's one of those guys you got to have on your team. Not the guys glitz and the glamour, but he does the things, the dirty things, like making plays on kickoff that you must have for a program.
Bison trying to pad a 6-point lead as we're underway after the deep breath of halftime. Tight end shifts to the left. Peyton all kinds of time. Finds a hole. Still directing traffic, but he says, I'll just keep it. Off he goes to the far sideline to the 30-yard line. Not sure he has quite enough for the first down, but that's a nice first down carry.
It's not often that the quarterback is one of the fastest guys on the field, but this is the case right here. You see him just running away from guys. And the fact that he's also 235 pounds doesn't help matters for this Illinois State defense.
We mentioned earlier the second leading rusher behind Penu, who is in the backfield deep, and now under center goes Peyton for the first time today with the double tight end look. Penu will get the carry on the short yardage. They did give him a first down, and so it will be a second down carry.
Nice stop there. Look at this Illinois State defense. Just a group tackle you see right there. What a play by Mason Kaplan. Haven't heard his name a lot tonight, but you've seen it during the season if you've been following the Redbirds. Mason Kaplan is a playmaker for this defense.
Stepped up a level, transferred from Valpo. He's a senior out of Peachtree, Georgia. Moving up to a top 10 FCS program here in Illinois State. The #1 team with the ball at the moment. And a knee-high snap. Peyton unloads quickly, has his man. Reese Kessel crosses the 35.
Reese Kessel, he's a guy that's had 4 catches on the year, all explosives, and that's a catch of over 20 yards. The Bison are hurrying this one up.
3rd and 1. They're going to try to use a little tempo to quickly catch the Redbirds on their heels and just sneak it ahead and gain a new series, and they do just that to the 42-yard line, a first down for NDSU.
Yeah, nice hurry up there. Use your big-time quarterback, Cole Payton, just move the pile. And they get back to Reese Kessel. He had his first touchdown last week. He's a young player. He's a guy that this North Dakota State team has just spoke so highly of, and a guy that has a really bright future.
The more usual setup now for the Bison, although trips to the left. Tight end to the right. Peyton with time. Looking, has a man, and an over-the-shoulder grab, and what a catch at the 30-yard line by NDSU's Raja Nelson.
Raja Nelson is just a playmaker. You look at it here. Just beats him off the line. Cole Payton just drops it in the bucket. Bison hurrying up right here.
Decent coverage by Reese Edwards.
Goes back to Raja Nelson. No, that was Bryce Lance, I'm sorry. Getting it to his All-American there for a quick 5-yard gain.
So second down at about 5 at 26 of Illinois State. Just 3 minutes into our second half, and the Bison up by a half dozen. Greg Hall, Blythe, Clay Harbor, Hancock Stadium.
Raja Nelson had a big touchdown last week. He's becoming a real playmaker for this North Dakota State Bison offense as well.
As you can see, it's on Jay and Lori Bergman Field. Past board member, a member of the ISU Board of Trustees, and a big donor, obviously, to the program. The sweep is to the far side. That's DJ Scott, who heads to the numbers and yanked down there at about the 18. It's Mason Kaplan who gets the stop.
DJ Scott, only a sophomore, bright future for this guy. Panu's a senior, so he's a guy that they look to just step up into that role as a #1 running back whenever they lose Panu. but high ceiling for this guy. Runs hard, quick, fast, elusive, does everything you need for the Bison.
Pigskin placed at the 19, in fact. It's still a first down for NDSU, now into the red zone. See what adjustments have been made at halftime. NDSU having a typical drive as this sweep is over the 15-yard line, and DJ Scott is hauled down at the 14.
Jack Dwyer with another tackle there. Look at these numbers right here, Greg. On the season, 34 rushes, 166 yards, 4.9 average, 2 touchdowns. Just a young guy that has a very bright future.
Third carry now has 11 yards this evening. Second down at about 5. On the 14 of Illinois State, heading north here at Hancock Stadium. Empty backfield. Belt buckle snap. Taken by Payton, tried to find room around the edge. There was none. Looks like they may lose a yard.
All-American candidate Jake Anderson looks like he was in on that play. He's a guy that doesn't get a lot of the love, but he does a lot of the dirty stuff in there, holding on the blocker, so a guy like Ty Niekamp can make a lot of these plays. And now we have a big third down here for the Bison.
They need the 9, the ball just inside the 15. Third down and 5. Might be changing things just a bit as Payton steps up, barks, steps back. Trips left. High snap, but it was whistled down.
It's like a delay of game.
Play clock reads 0, and it in fact expired, and that backs up the Bison. That's a costly 5 yards.
Big time penalty, Craig.
Now, third down and 10 now.
Offensive coordinators, I'll say it again, 3rd and 5, they don't mind that. There's a lot of plays in the playbook. They have many plays to choose from. 3rd and 10, it starts getting very slim pickings. They don't know what to call here. You know it's going to be a pass. You might see another blitz from defensive coordinator Travis Niekamp here to get some pressure on Cole Payton.
Payton getting everybody in place and takes some pressure. Steps up, chase down, hold down. Illinois State's Solomon Oduma on the grab all the way back at the 20.
What a call by Travis Niekamp. Like we said, he sent the blitz again. Cole Payton doesn't have anybody open, no time back there, tries to find someone. Solomon Odunza drags him down for the big stop, and now they're forcing the Bison to a field goal attempt.
Ozick will try from 38. Play is whistled down. Ozick missed earlier, remember. He's 5 of 7 on the season. His longest is a 43-yarder. He has missed from 50. This one from 38 from the right hash. On its way with plenty of distance, and it is good. A 38-yard field goal extends the Bison's lead to 9 as they have doubled up Illinois State. As we close in on the midway point of our third quarter, the Bison with an 18-9 lead here at Illinois State. Could fairly be said that that was a quintessential Bison drive of 65 yards. That just put them in front by 9 thanks to the 38-yard field goal from Eli Ozick.
Yeah, nice job by the Bison answering the bell. Good stop, though, to hold them to a field goal. Illinois State defense. Now it's time for the offense. They got a chance here. They can get one in the end zone. Brand new ball game.
Ozick's run up. The deep kick will just bounce out of the north end zone over toward the Kaufman Football Building, the headquarters of Redbird football, where a lot of guests and family members are watching as the Redbirds will go into operation as they head from north to south, left to right. Tommy Rittenhouse We'll step aside as you see some pretty good numbers for the Redbird quarterback before he goes back to work here in Norman. Back to action as Illinois State completes a pass on their first play of the new possession. Out to the far side to Luke Maylander. Makes a 5-yard pickup, bringing up a 2nd and 5 for Illinois State, and trails top-ranked Bison by 9.
With having guys, just two big-time weapons, most of the balls are going to all of Tommy Rittenhouse's touchdowns. I think it wouldn't be that hard to stop, but Maylander and Sopkowitz are that good to where they still make plays when you know the ball's going to them.
Now a flag from the head linesman on your near side. This will send the Redbirds back 5.
Logan Brasfield couldn't hold his water there. Little flinch. Doesn't take much. Little flinch, little sneeze. If you have to sneeze down there, it's happened to me before, Greg. You gotta hold that thing in.
All the years, all the football games I've seen, that has never occurred to me.
Yeah.
What do? You
have to hold it.
Oh. Rolling to his right, but making a throw and a nice grab. Luke Maylander, that's a pretty nice pitch and catch to the 36 and a first down.
Rittenhouse is so good at throwing on the run. For a lot of people that are late football fans, that looks easy. It's not. You're sprinting one direction, you got to throw it back the other direction. That's a skill that has to be developed over months, years of training, and Tommy Rittenhouse has become very good at it.
Stretch the chains out a fresh 10 as Illinois State moves a little deeper to the south on Hancock Stadium's Jay and Laurie Bergman Field. Chest high snap, a handoff. This is Victor Dawson, broke a tackle, and that allowed him to get into the second level and then some, into plus territory at the 41.
Illinois State is moving this football on the second best FCS defense in the league. You look at Victor Dawson breaking a tackle, running through another, getting a stiff, get some extra yards after contact. That's what offensive coordinators love to see. You can only scheme up so much, and then it's on the player. Victor Dawson showed right there why he is one of the premier players on this Redbird team.
3 receivers set up with the tight end to the left of Tommy Rittenhouse, who takes as he throws off his back heel. He has Dawson again. Dawson just will not go down. Finally, a host of white and green and gold.
Fumble.
Drag him at the 39. The Bison insist it's their football, but I think the forward progress had already been stopped and determined, and the play had been killed. Bison still politicking.
Yeah, Victor Dawson had a little bit of an alley there to run the football. If he would have just taken it, danced a little bit too much on that play. Forward progress to stop. The refs say, look, if he just takes it right up the field right there, he turns back inside. Yeah, forward progress was stopped.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Yeah, that's really not that close of a call, frankly.
Not close.
Officials did have to confer, but they had ruled forward progress as stopped. Plus, I believe a knee had already gone down. Although maybe he was on a body, but nonetheless, the play was killed. About a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 at the 39. Rittenhouse with time. Single coverage. Caught at the sideline, and then out of bounds goes Daniel Sopkowitz. Draped all over him with great coverage was Jalen Duffy, and it still wasn't enough. Down to the 13.
Daniel Sopkowitz showing once again why he's one of the best wide receivers in the nation. Look at that pickup by Victor Dawson, too. One hand. He only used one hand to catch the ball. And I wish I could say that that was something we don't see often, but we see it every week. Daniel Sopkowitz plays. He always makes those plays. Incredible.
Into the red zone goes Illinois State as we close in on 5 minutes left in Chapter 3. Dawson cuts back to his right. Tries to turn the corner, picked up and sat down, and that's not an easy task. So give a lot of credit to Jalen Crumby, the defender, with the solo stop, but it's down to the 5-yard line.
I'm going to say something crazy here, Greg. But right now, it seems like Illinois State might be the more physical team of the two, and we're talking about the North Dakota State Bison right here.
Undoubtedly, the front 5 was challenged by the coaching staff and themselves. Good unit, a much better unit this year for Illinois State. A lot of hopes were put on that front five. Ahead to the 4, Dawson again. Third down, but they can still get a first down. It's 3rd down and 1 from the Bison 4.
Yeah, that defensive line heard me. They said, hey, you up in the booth, who's the most physical team? And then they just get a huge push to play on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, and there is nowhere for Dawson to run. Nice play by that big Bison defensive line.
Dawson, 7 carries, 48 yards. He remains in the backfield behind Rittenhouse with 4 minutes left and takes another carry. Fighting over the center guard gap. Still on his feet. Just won't go down. Only picked up a yard, maybe 2, but that's all he needed was a yard to get a new series. The mark seems to be enough for a first down. Seeing some indications, and yes, it is. It's inside the 3-yard line. It's a first down and goal to go for Illinois State.
Victor Dawson just fighting, scratching, pinching, doing everything he can to get that extra yard, get that first down. As a tight end, that's a type of running back I used to like to block for, and I know this big offensive line of the Redbirds love it too.
Play clock is down to 5 as Illinois State deploys. Sobkowitz in single coverage on the far side. They're looking toward him. Throws toward the end zone. Broke a tackle and backs into the end zone. Touchdown, Illinois State.
What a play call by offensive coordinator Tony Peterson. He says, you want to keep guarding my big-time All-American receiver one-on-one? I'm going to keep throwing him the ball. And that's exactly what he did. Daniel Sobkowitz does what he does best. Gets in the end zone, catches the football, and walks back very stoic. Always very stoic. He acts like he's been there before because he has.
It wasn't exactly a secret that the play was going to go that way either with the deployment, as the kick from Maldonado is good. And Illinois State has cut it to a pair. Just over 3 minutes left in chapter number 3 in this top 10 battle in Normal, Illinois. Well, the running backs have done some damage, but the receiving corps both ways have also inflicted some pain elsewhere, and particularly on the Illinois State side with Luke Maylander and Daniel Sobkowitz.
They've combined for all of Tommy Rittenhouse's touchdown passes. That's almost unheard of. And before the game, 586 of his 650 yards, and that number is going to keep growing here, Greg, because these guys are both just making plays.
Run up and the kick. It's taken about a half yard in the end zone. Jackson Williams knows no fear. He'll come out to the center and out of the near the numbers. Double tackled out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Williams with the return and the stop by Illinois State's Rylan Crawford. Mostly in on that carry, or the stop, as we take a look at the undefeateds in FCS. There's some high cotton just out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, which sits en masse on top of the world. And the Jackrabbits and the Bison sitting on top of the FCS world. Race to the sideline. Barika Penu rolled down at the 41-yard line. Never had to go down, but it'll move the chain.
Yeah, good call. Get it to your senior running back. Let him do what he does best. So elusive, so quick, so intelligent. Knowing when to bounce it, when to keep it in between the tackles. Does a nice job there for Penu.
Just that last thought on the Valley. They have 7 teams in the Stats Perform poll, 6 in the coaches polls.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just another year.
Decent conference.
Missouri Valley Football Conference.
Tie.
Still trying to run away from traffic. Kneecap giving chase. Peyton says, I have no idea where to go, but he found that little apron that marks a first down, and he may have gotten just enough to get it. They're marking him right at the 50, which means he's a yard short.
Cole Payton, you look at Kneecap here, he just blows up the running back trying to block him. Thinks any other quarterback, he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for loss right there, but Cole Payton is just built different and outruns everybody for the first down. Oh, excuse me, second down.
Just short by a yard.
First, yeah.
Wasn't a generous spot. They gave him the 50-yard line, said he was down just before he got to that little mat. Gives it to Panu, and Barika has the turf monster come up and be cruel.
We used to say the sniper got him up there. You're watching the film because nobody else on the field sure did. Man, there was a running lane there too. Just, oh, it looks like he tripped on the foot of his quarterback maybe during the exchange. Looks back at him, and that's my bad.
So it'll be third down for the Bison, and they were backed up 2 yards on the loss. Third down and 3 for NDSU. They clock down to 5. Shin high snap, but Peyton unloads, coming back for the ball, making the grab. Looks like Williams, or no, check it. Chris Harris with the grab, and that will move the sticks. There is a Redbird who's down on the turf. Redbird Chad Nakuba, someone you don't want to lose. He is a big part of the Illinois State defense.
And Kuba is a guy that's leading the country in interceptions. He's had an interception in each of the first 4 Illinois State Redbird games. This is not a guy that this defense can lose. He's so good in coverage, but he also can make a tackle. You see he's got 20 tackles, 4 picks, and a sack all over the field. Looks like he's getting up on his own strength. Hopefully he'll be able to come back in the game.
They were stretching him out. It looked like a cramp, and you can understand that here on this warm night. Nakuba recorded an interception in each of the first 4 games of the season, currently tied for the nation's lead in interceptions per game.
Playmaker. And it's October 4th for everybody listening here, but
not feel like it, but it is.
It feels like it's July 20th here. It is a hot one over here at Coffin Stadium.
Yeah, especially if you have pads on and you're running around. I mean, it's only in the low 70s right now, about 73, but we started at 81, and it was 87 here in Normal. Peyton with all kinds of time. Takes it himself. Chased. Now escorted to the boundary.
The thing about Peyton, too, is he's got a little bit of wiggle to him. Like, you think he's just this big, burly quarterback that's going to run straight into you. No, he's got some shake. It's like that crossover. You remember Allen Iverson, Greg? Oh, he's got a little wiggle, right? So that's the type of quarterback that he's got right here as we go into the 4th.
That ends chapter 3. Buckle up. This will be an interesting 15 minutes between 2 top 10 teams in Normal, Illinois. Number 1 leads number 6 by only a pair. Valley Football Conference action is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's the victory bell that the Redbirds hope to ring. They're down 2. The Bison have possession, and they are moving deeper into Illinois State territory. And the first play of the 4th quarter is Barika Penu, who moves the sticks and just on the tip of the red zone.
Nice hard-nosed run by Penu. I feel like we've been saying that a lot today. He's a guy that keeps showing up. You watch the tape, he shows up. Watch it live, he shows up. He's a smart, hard runner.
Still at his average of almost 8 yards per carry, just under 8. 70 plus now. Play action. Chased out Peyton, almost dragged down. A flag is down, however, and Peyton lumbers out of bounds. It's the referee
Could be
tossed the laundry.
Let's see what he says.
So the Bison move backwards. A well-disciplined front 5, but that time just couldn't hold the block legally, and even though Peyton was able to scamper, it moves the Bison back to the 31.
And Penu with an uncommon mistake for the senior. Cole Payton still didn't want to go down. It's just so hard to bring to the turf.
Then it remains to the right shoulder. Well, that's DJ Scott, rather. The throw to the far side is caught by Carson Williams. Spins and swivels down to the 23. Short of the first down. It'll be a 2nd down and 3. I'm sorry, they're behind the chain. 2nd down and 13.
A nice play, get most of that yardage back that they lost with a hold. 2nd and 12 here, still manageable. You definitely want to get about 6-7 yards, make it a manageable 3rd down. Well, with Cole Payton, all bets are off. You don't know what's going to happen here. He could run this one in for a touchdown for all we know.
Forward stake at the 11, they're at the 23, so yes, 2nd and 12. Tash with Payton to operate. Quick throw to single coverage to the end zone. Back shoulder grab. A Bison touchdown. Bryce Lance with the catch with just enough room to work on a perfect throw from Payton.
He's so fast, and when you try to cover him one-on-one, bad things happen. You see Cole Payton, like I said, it's not common you see a guy that can run like him, throw like that. There's a reason this guy's number 2 in the entire FCS in efficiency rating. Passes like that, perfectly placed with pressure.
Big score for the Bison as Ozick tries to put the exclamation point on it. And he does just that. Not quite 2 minutes into the 4th quarter, and the Bison are back up by 9 once more, answering a Redbird score. Number 1 and number 6 in a battle in Normal. Well, Bryce Lance averages 22 yards of reception, so it was a typical Bryce Lance catch for 23 yards in a North Dakota State score. And as you see, he's been doing work these last 2 games, Clay Harbor.
He sure has. This guy's a weapon. There's a reason he was on the Walter Payton preseason watch list for the best offensive player in football, and he's showing why tonight.
First team Missouri Valley Football Conference, 17 touchdowns and almost 1,100 yards last year, and Ozick's not taking any chances. He's banging that all the way out of the end zone on the south side of Jay and Lori Bergman Field at Hancock Stadium of Illinois State University. And a 9-point deficit for the Redbirds to try to work on now with their next possession.
So you saw there was smart, obviously, by the North Dakota State Bison there. They went after Chad Nakuba's backup. Trevor Mullen was in the game. They went right after him. The backup has no chance to guard Bryce Lance.
That's sent to pass for incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Rittenhouse trying to go to Casper right there, his slot machine. Really like Casper. They just weren't on the same page right there. 2nd and 10. It's not a place you want to be with this Bison defense, especially when you're trailing by 9 points.
2nd down play for Illinois State. The receiver set. Rittenhouse. Hand off to Winkers right. Can't keep those legs pistoning thanks to the Bison defensive front. No gain, maybe a yard.
Big time 3rd down right here. 3rd and 9. You might expect the North Dakota State Bison to heat them up right here. That means blitz them. Let's see if they maybe get some one-on-one coverage. Maybe try to throw one up to Daniel Sopkowitz or Luke Maylander, 2 of your primetime players.
The well-traveled Bison fans getting loud, encouraged by the sideline. Rittenhouse for Illinois State, flushed out, heaves it away. Dangerously so, but out of bounds, and it's 4th down. 4th down and 10.
I think Rittenhouse felt some pressure that wasn't there. The Bison did not blitz. They only rushed forward, did a little line game, a twist. Offensive line did a good job of picking it up. Rittenhouse could have maybe sat in the pocket there for another couple of seconds and tried to find something down the field. But excellent coverage on the back end by the Bison to force the punt.
Bison trying to tilt this field a little bit more to your right and make this another field position game. Aiden Futch, the punter for Illinois State, is going to be counted upon to get a leg into this. Williams, the return man, as usual, for the Bison. Lets this one bounce at the 35. A bit of an Illinois State roll, and they'll get as much as they can out of it before physics prevails. And it does at the 27. Back to the Redbirds with just over 12 minutes left in our fourth quarter in normal. So you want to be a Bison fan? Well, it takes a commitment, but look how many have made it. Of course, winning helps.
Yeah.
As we said, you know, they brought home the ship last year, but they have come down from Fargo, etc., in great numbers tonight in Normal, Illinois.
Just mapped it on my phone. That's a 10-hour and 30-minute drive.
No, many did make that drive. Here's Penu, who takes it off the right side to the hash, to the number, near the number anyway, and picks up to the 31, it appears. So a pickup of maybe 4, maybe 5. They're placing that to 27, so it will be a 2nd and 5. Just under 12 to play in this one, and the Bison can say a lot about how this outcome will be with this drive.
And they are put together perfectly with a big offensive line, a good running game, and a good running quarterback for situations like these.
Twins to the short side. 2 tight ends. Bobbled snap, but Peyton picks it up. Now he's under heavy pressure. Still breaks 1 tackle, doesn't break the 2nd, however, as the bobble, the rare mistake, allowed Patrick Bauer to get a tackle for loss.
Patrick Bauer, like we said, a guy that's just been showing up all year. Cole Payton had a iffy quarterback center exchange, balls on the ground, makes what he can out of it. But now Illinois State has an opportunity. 3rd and long right here, can get the ball back with not much time ran off the clock. This is a huge 3rd down here, Greg.
The Bison will get trips to the near side. Peyton maybe ad-libbing just a little bit with that signal. Looks, throws a crossing route to Williams, and he's going to try to outrun the secondary. He outruns 1 man, and now a 2nd. Toe dances the sideline. Now finally dragged down at the 15. Stepped out of bounds, it appears, near the 20.
Cole Payton. This guy does a signal. He looks at the defense. He calls the play on his own. So he not only was the quarterback, he was the offensive coordinator on that play, called his own number to his big receiver, Jackson Williams. Was that Jackson Williams who caught that?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I mean, such a great kickoff returner, but he can also play on offense.
Well, we were talking a little bit about NDSU being quarterback U, and the FCS in general being quarterback U. Here's another addition to that list. The sweep near side, Penu, ankle tackle in the open field by Illinois State's Dorian DeBose. Let's take a look at the QBs that do come out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference and just FCS in general and in college football. Look at this.
Yeah. Cam Miller drafted last year. Obviously Trey Lance. You got Easton Stick, Carson Wentz. Just been able to put out so many good quarterbacks. It says something about the organization, the program here, how they can develop quarterbacks.
Rounder Trey Lance, yes. Make no mistake. And there's more where those came from, by the way. Peyton tried a little jump pass, but realized I am probably too far, but I have room anyway. And he takes that room down to the 5. A 1st and goal now for the Bison on a big statement-making drive in the works.
Big scramble again. Cole Payton just keeps doing it. Not only quarterbacks to the Bison send to the league, they send coaches too. Bob Babbage, a former coach of mine with the Jacksonville Jaguars, was the head coach of the Bison here. Went to be a defensive coordinator with the Jaguars when I was there with the Bears. Had a great NFL career. Gus Bradley, former head coach in the NFL, started with the Bison. Just a great program here.
Scott fights, pushes the pile, into Pater. Touchdown Bison.
Touchdown Bison.
The big offensive line just had their way with Illinois State's D-line right there. It was like a big wave crashing over the right side of that line, and they just ran it all the way into the end zone.
It's a 15-point lead right now, so it looks like the offense is staying on the field to go for 2 and make this a 17-point margin.
Yeah, 3 score instead of 2 scores. A big difference. You see some of the Illinois State fans starting to flee the stadium now.
With less than 8.5 minutes remaining, Peyton remains in to take another snap and keeps. Found an opening somewhere in that mass and gets the 2. And that puts the Bison ahead 35-16 with only 8 minutes and 21 seconds left in this one here in Normal, Illinois. The 5-yard touchdown run scored by DJ Scott.
These double teams, these offensive linemen just pushing the ball into the end zone.
From the Illinois Department of Transportation, here's what's going to happen. We've got 4 contestants lined up on the...
Bison surge out a little wider now, and that certainly pleases the second-year boss. You just saw Tim Polasek. As the Bison will send the football to the Redbirds. Time's running out on Illinois State as they'll have the ball on the 20 after Isaac's kick makes it into the south end zone. Big crowd here tonight on a warm night, and a lot of people from both camps in the house. On a whiteout night for Illinois State, but a lot of green and gold from North Dakota State.
Yeah, it's been a battle too. Like, the score might not indicate just the level of competitiveness we've seen in this game. I think regardless of the outcome, both teams got to be happy with what they've seen from their players as far as the fight is concerned.
Rittenhouse at quarterback. Play action. Pulled the ball out of the belly. Tried to dump to the far numbers and came up empty with the pass attempt to Eddie Casper.
That wouldn't have been much there, even if they completed that. There's still 8 minutes, 17 seconds left, so you just get one on the board, but you might have to start thinking about looking for a little bit more of downfield plays. They're in a race against the clock as well.
3 receivers set for Illinois State. Tight end left. Goes in motion. That's Scotty Presson. Rittenhouse just a dump off. Over the middle it goes to Victor Dawson. Picks up a few. Still short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and about 2, maybe 3. 3rd down and 2 from the 33, and the Redbirds go quickly. Similar setup. Back again to Dawson. Cartwheeled over at the 36, but enough to move the sticks with under 8 to play.
Yeah, the Bison are sitting back in what we call a Tampa 2 cover. It's a cover 2, 2 deep safeties, and a linebacker cover in the middle of the field. It's going to be hard to get behind them.
Brought to you by Toyota.
Rittenhouse sets up. Dumps off again to Dawson. Got into the secondary and pulled down by the belt loop at the 43. Picks up about 6. Quickly come the Redbirds, moving into a tempo offense. 7:20 to play. Dawson again. Heads off right tackle. Crosses through Reggie Redbird into plus territory, and another Illinois State first down.
Like what we're seeing from Illinois State here, they're not trying to force anything downfield because the Bison are just sitting back in a deep zone, letting them take the checks downs and the short runs.
Trips to the left, another dump off, and while he was on his back, the pass was completed, I believe, to Sobkowitz. No, it was Dawson again. He was already on his back. He'd been tripped up somehow, but still caught the pass.
Yeah, he was on the ground on his back, and Rittenhouse still threw him the football. Saw him trip.
But he had to deliver the ball there, too. It wasn't an accidental throw. He says, well, I think you can catch this. Put it right in the breadbasket. This time a new ball carrier.
Ball carrier 21, Seth Black.
Unpiling this time is Seth Blatz, a senior from just down the road in Morton, and a transfer from within, or at least a former Missouri Valley Football Conference member, Western Illinois.
Yeah, they're going to have to start putting this in the air.
Redbirds, again, the Bison, pretty good defensively, as you see. Rittenhouse found the opening, made the completion. The catch to Illinois State's Dylan Lord. Another first down as the Redbirds go fast. They're at the 34 of the Bison.
Yeah, having to throw the ball in this situation against the #1 pass defense in the entire FCS is not an easy task. But that's what the Redbirds got to do right now, because they're fighting the Bison, but they're also fighting that scoreboard clock.
The Bison allowed to make some changes. As that iron cross signal from the referee just now is relaxed, and the Redbirds go to work. Sideline route overthrown. Might have just been throwing it away. He was looking for Dawson, I believe, or was that once again Dylan Lord on the far sideline? It was Lord instead, and it's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Redbirds get to breathe a little bit now.
Rittenhouse is limping. It's not a good sign for the Redbirds. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but looks like he's in a little bit of pain. But he's a tough player, man. You're going to have to drag him out of this game.
Gingerly moving around a little bit. You'll recall he was jostled around a little bit in Oklahoma, although obviously returned. Has some time. The dump off is tip drill and falls to the turf, incomplete. It was either tipped or off the helmet of a lineman, and I'm not sure which.
3rd and 10.
Either way, it's an incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 10 for Illinois State at the North Dakota State 34. I think it might have been off the helmet of one of their linemen.
Yep.
Jack McGarry. 4 receivers set.
All-out blitz.
House has to retreat. He's getting pressure, and then this is thrown incomplete, knocked down by the Bison. There to cause the biggest problems were Jackson Dutenheffer and Nathaniel Staley.
Yeah, that was a great call by defensive coordinator right there, Dan Larson. No, excuse me. Grant Olson. Sorry, but yeah, great call to send the blitz right there by Grant Olson. 4th down here. This is the game.
You see right there, as a matter of fact. 4th down and 10. Rittenhouse with time. Still with some time. Heaving, picked off at the 13. Taken away by Ryan Jones. Upended at the 26-yard line, and that looks like it's going to go a long way towards salting this victory for the Bison. Bison leading by 17 with just 4:38 left on a takeaway. Their 2nd of the game.
Yeah, Rittenhouse limping, doing everything he can. Didn't see anything downfield. Put forth a valiant effort tonight. There was nothing there. Had to throw that one up. Nice job by the North Dakota State defense. Slamming the door shut here on ISU. Only 4 minutes and 38 seconds left in a 3-score game. Tough.
Cast of many. Done it for the Bison. The 2 tight end set. Peyton under setter, so no secret what they have in mind now as this give is to Penu, who races to the boundary and shoved out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. That will move the chain. And a first down for NDSU. Ticking clock down to 4:20. A 33-16 lead for #1.
Yeah, we call this 4-minute offense. They're going to take the time. They're going to get the play clock down until you get down to about 10 seconds. You see him come to the line of scrimmage there, snap the ball with about 5 seconds on the clock. Just really milk the clock, run the ball, get behind this big offensive line. Just end the game with the ball in your hands.
Bryce Lance, Mackay Collins distributed wide to the right, the only receivers, but it's a handoff again. It's Penu again. Cut back to his left and then tripped up at the 49. It'll be another first down, still in minus territory, but only by a yard. And for the Bison standpoint, the timepiece continues to unwind.
There's just no real weaknesses on this Bison team. They're great in 4-minute because the big O-line and the running game that they have, and especially with a quarterback that can run the ball like the Bisons can. Really tough to stop in this situation if you get
off the line, but it's a handoff once more. This time DJ Scott trying to find an opening, trying to get to the edge. He got there and just sliced back to the 46, and so plus territory now for the Bison, but the most important part is that clock, which is now under 3 minutes.
Yep, that's why I didn't want to bounce that one outside. Smart play right there. Stay in bounds, keep that clock moving. Only 2 minutes and 45 seconds away from a big Missouri Valley Football Conference top 5 W for the Bison.
Entertaining game.
Very much.
The Bison did enough. Showed a lot of what's made them successful this year and others. Pulled out of the belly of Scott, taken by Peyton. Runs out at the 39 untouched. But yet another first down for NDSU. Clock continues to churn now. A 17-point NDSU lead as we close in on 2 minutes remaining, and that'll probably get us to the 2-minute timeout. The Bison with no intent to snap the football before it reaches that 2-minute mark.
Yep. Nice job by Cole Payton right there. I feel like we've said that a number of times tonight. A
33-16 advantage for the Bison, and they're 2 minutes away from staying unbeaten.
All right, Rutgers fans, I do still.
Back to action, some happy Bison fans as the handoff to Barika Penu, the West Fargo, North Dakota product. And again, all he's trying to do is stay certainly in between the big white border, even more than that.
Looks like Brock's back is okay with just letting this one run down. His team put forth a valiant effort, man. This is a tough team. North Dakota State Bison are the best at the FCS can see. They could beat a number of FBS football teams. This team is very solid, and I wouldn't be shocked if they go for a back-to-back national championship.
And there they go. They're at the point where they can just simply get into football's best formation. The victory formation as our clock crosses underneath a minute. They can kneel on it one more time and then head back to Fargo with a hard-fought win before they host Southern Illinois at the Fargo Dome next week and then head to Memorial Stadium in Terre Haute the following week.
Look at that South Dakota State game
on the
horizon. That's always a good one there, too. Battle of the Dakotas.
Peyton down on a knee, closing it down. Illinois State will not take a timeout. The squads come out to begin the handshake line as the final half-minute ticks off the clock. Number 1 is victorious and stays unbeaten at 5-0, 2-0 in the Valley, while Illinois State loses the MVFC opener and goes to 3-2. The number 1 Bison of North Dakota State, 33. The number 6 Redbirds of Illinois State, 16, in front of a big crowd here in Normal, Illinois.
A lot to be happy about with both teams. Illinois State's got to be happy with their fight. They played against the best in the business, the best in the FCS, and they held their own for 3 quarters. And tough team, great quarterback, great running back, 2 solid offensive and defensive lines. So Brock's back has got to be happy with what he saw from his guys. And obviously North Dakota State just dominant. When it comes down to it, they can just maul you with their offensive line, get pressure with the D-line. There is not one weakness I see with this football team.
Cole Payton is the real deal. He was 12 of 14 passing tonight for 194 yards. Oh, and he ran more than anybody else, 15 times for 79 yards. So that's easy math. He is our State Farm Impact Player of the Game, sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. More than 200 yards of all-purpose offense tonight as Payton quarterbacks the Bison to an impressive victory here tonight at Hancock Stadium.
Couldn't be more impressed with this kid, Greg. He can throw it, he can run it, he is putting the ball on the money. He knows when to make the right play. He knows when to take the chance. He knows when not to. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that list of 4 NFL draft picks for quarterbacks for North Dakota State. If there's a 5th at the end of this year, this guy can do everything.
Just another night in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. 2 of the stalwarts hooking up in a dandy here tonight in Normal, Illinois. Again, our State Farm Impact Player of the Game is Cole Payton. So for our outstanding production crew here this evening, and for Clay Harbor, I'm Greg Hallbleib saying so long from Illinois State University's Hancock Stadium in Normal, Illinois. Final score again, North Dakota State 33, Illinois State 16. Number 1 defeats number 6. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. And this has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night from Central Illinois.